All right, welcome to our podcast second episode. Apparently, these guys have just been joking around since in between the podcast, and so that's why we're all laughing right now. But mostly Jared. But all right.
Oh yeah.
I assure you, we are not on any kind of substances.
I am.
Is just He's not. I promise you, he's not. He's just. We're dumb kids. Well, I'm not a kid, but I'm kind of I'm a young adult apparently. But anyway, that's what my ID says. But and Josh is doing dance. So we were talking about Transformers movies. Jared, I hate the second Transformers movie, but you...
I hate it the most. I love the third one.
Okay, so you like the third one. I think the third is the worst, okay? That's hard. It's hard to top the second one, but I think the third's worse. You're giving me a funny face. Why is the third one?
For the second one, I mean, really, all it was just like...
Oh yeah, the second one
of
sucks.
action montage.
And lots of racism.
Yeah, really, exactly.
And
the
lots of
reason
racism.
I like the third one more was because...
racism.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Well, you said you didn't finish it.
I didn't finish it. I only got to, the first 2 minutes.
Okay, so that's fine. You missed the races. All right, so all right, so go ahead.
The third one had a more balanced mix of action and talking. Although the script was horrible, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, the script was terrible.
The script was bad.
Well,
but
it's
I mean,
Michael Bay. What do you expect?
Oh,
Yeah.
he was okay in the first.
No.
I'm not gonna get into that mudslinging, but anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the action was... It made more sense instead of just, like, having random stuff just blowing up. It's like, yeah, so how was your day? Oh, it was good. Oh, God!
Okay, now I get what you're saying. I agree with that. However, the pacing was terrible in the third one. Like, there's this whole beginning part where, like, after it is finally set up who the bad guy is, there's this whole part where the robots are like, oh, shoot, he's the bad guy, we gotta move out. And then, like, meanwhile, like, Shia LaBeouf's character's still going, Mom, Dad, I don't have a job, and I need a girlfriend. He's having all this, like, whiny talk with his parents, while they already know that the world is going to be destroyed. Furthermore, I saw one guy point out online, it's like, wait, if the Decepticons were stockpiling those little, planetary things, what was the point of
Pillars.
Pillars, sure. What was the What was the point of the first two movies? What was the point of the first two movies?
Hey, they were called pillars.
Shut up. What was the point of the first two movies then if they were all doing this? I saw someone else make that comment. And
they were trying to pull Star Wars to make it go in reverse, but they did it wrong.
They did it wrong. You're doing it wrong. But just watch it. But I want to know. Crash. But so there's that. And did you see the third one, Josh?
Didn't even bother.
Okay, you didn't bother. That's
the
probably
second one ruined it for
I know.
you. I don't blame you. I almost didn't see the third one because of the second.
But I only went because I saw all three in theaters. I wanted to make it a full 3. But now
I saw it because it was free. So.
I did see it very cheaply. There's a movie theater by my house that actually was, $7 a ticket, actually, adult. And it's a really old theater, but they show stuff, and it was great. So I didn't even pay that much for it, which is good. But so the first one was the best, obviously. I mean, I think so. The second one was terrible. We're not gonna even. There's no need to say how terrible the second one was. And the third one, and then let's talk about the Megan Fox thing, because that's what everyone wants to talk about. Because for some reason people like Megan Fox. I don't.
We'll put up a picture so that. Never mind.
Yeah,
right.
We'll pause it. We'll pause it a couple frames.
If you want to pause on this picture of Megan Fox, you can do so. But I
all have her special needs.
Shut up. I'm not condoning any pausing of the Megan Fox picture.
Relaxing your javelin.
Shut up. I said no references to that. So anyway,
launching the rocket.
Shut up.
But that's what they did in Transformers 3.
They did launch the rocket.
They did launch a rocket, and the Transformers were hidden in the base.
Spoilers. No, I'm just kidding. But no. But let's see, where was I? Now you derailed my whole train of thought. It was on the tracks, and now it's gone. There was the whole thing. Oh yeah, the Megan Fox debaticle or whatever. I totally probably screwed up that word. But anyway, there's there we go. That's it. That's the thing. There's nothing to do.
Put a dictionary in front of you.
Derp. Anyway, but there's the whole thing, and then the new girl they got to replace her, who's like a Victoria's Secrets model. They just kept rubbing it into our faces that she's a model.
Hey, at least the new one was hot. I have no complaints.
But she had like no talent or whatsoever, and they're like, "Oh, it don't make sense that
That's
they switched."
That's kind of the point.
But it's like they don't make sense that we switched her in. No, it didn't make any sense. It was like it was exactly what we thought.
You know why they did it.
I know why they did it.
Yeah.
We're not going to get into that. They know why we did it. And why they did it? Why we didn't know why they did it? I'm not Michael Bay. I have no connection with Michael Bay or his studios. I am in fact a
Megan
Transformer.
Fox
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, comparatively, I really didn't like the new girl. She was stupid. They kept rubbing it in her faces. I mean, a lot of people, if you liked her, fine. I mean, obviously, if you liked her, you liked her. But I mean, like, I thought comparatively, it actually made me kind of miss Megan Fox, and I did not like Megan Fox. I just thought she was just ridiculous there.
Well, really, you couldn't get too much better than the first one after seeing what they did in the second one, and then
That's
after
true.
seeing the third one.
And you know there's going to be a fourth one. They're
Yeah.
working on a fourth.
Oh,
I will not
are
see
they
that.
really?
Yeah, I heard they're working on a fourth one.
kidding me?
I'm going to wait for that to come out,
Me
and
too.
I'll just rent it
Me too.
for real cheap and see
gonna-
how it is, because I know it's not going to be worth 13 or whatever bucks.
Or even 7 down at that
Yeah.
rundown theater I go
It's
to.
just not worth it.
I-
I'd rather go get a hamburger, like a Big Mac or something with fries, extra ketchup, you know what I'm saying, all that good stuff.
Oh, jeez.
I don't, I don't,
Subway, eat fresh.
I do not, I saw the first 3 and that's it. I completed my trilogy. I do not have to go see the fourth one now. The fourth one is crap. I'm saying it right now. I'm calling it. The fourth one will be
Series
crap.
is gonna be crap.
Yeah.
It's like you don't have to eat a whole. If you bite a rotten apple, you
Don't have to eat the whole thing. That's a good point. And, yeah, so
Well, it
it's...
depends.
How poor are we talking about here?
I mean, sometimes you just, gotta stick out a few days of food poisoning and just deal with it. Full belly. That's what I say. Can't get better than that. Tight skin. Lord knows who knows when I'm gonna get it again.
What? I don't know what's happening right now. So anyway, but yeah, okay, this is ridiculous. But there's, the first one. Also, the character roles. I hate how the characters. Like, I liked how there were like 3 distinct stories that were all followable in the first Transformers.
Oh,
like
yeah.
you had the kid, what's it, Witwicky. You had the soldier story, and you also had the whole Transformer story. There's a bunch of stories, and for a short while, that girl who was like the hacker, and like her story peters out at some point where she's just not important. But you had a bunch of stories. Second one, they're there, but they're just not as important. Kind of like the Arbiter in Halo 2. Like, he's there, but he's just not as... Or is that Halo 3? Halo 3. The Arbiter in Halo 3, where he's like, he's there, but he's just not as important. And then in Transformers 3, it's like, oh, well, they're just kind of all there. And just on a personal note, what was with that that dumb lady who's like a part of the, like, was she NSA or something, where she's like arguing with a giant robot from space? That was
Yeah,
funny.
that was just dumb.
That was
I mean,
just dumb.
he gets seriously like curb
And
stomping,
she's like,
you can't-
I have authority, and he's like, I'm a giant robot.
Yeah, really, he's like,
I win.
He could just curb stomp her, and
Right.
that's the end of it.
Yeah, at the curse hour, you can just be like, ding, ding. Splat.
My head.
Y'all had us explode. That's a really old reference. No one's gonna get that. It's from Strong Bad's emails. Does anyone remember that? Homestar Runner? No. Oh, well, whatever. That's an old.
Nope.
Old
Is that an anime?
cartoon. No, it's an old Flash
Cowboy
animation.
Bebop.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. I had a friend who was way too obsessed with Cowboy Bebop. I was always a fan of
What do you mean by obsessed?
I was a fan with
There's a
Alistar.
lot of levels of obsessed.
She had a standee, like a little PVC figure of him. She would constantly draw fan art of him. She was in love with Spike Spiegel. I'm not going to say her name.
I love Spike Spiegel.
Yeah.
I just want to pet his head. I just want to meet him once. Just want to touch his cheeks.
Are you referencing anything, or is that just?
No, that's just something else.
Oh, that's just all inside. I was thinking that's not a reference to what is that? Macy's. That is not a Macy's reference. I don't know what you guys are thinking about.
Oh, you don't want to be in my head.
So
Don't think
anyway,
that.
no, we do not.
Oh yeah. You do. Or don't you? Or is it possible?
Awkward pause.
Awkward pauses are good.
It's good. I hope there's like an image that fits that.
Oh, we'll put a fitting image because with awkward pauses, what you're supposed to do.
I think we
is
should just
pause
go
it
back
so
to the
you
Megan
can't hear our
Fox.
voices.
I think we should just go back to the Megan Fox picture.
Yeah, when you can't hear our voice, that's when you pause it. Take
Stop with the Megan.
I'm just saying,
that's
special.
right.
What
needs
is
and
the other
special
girl's
needs.
name? Do we even know the other girl's
No,
name?
and I frankly don't care. to be
Yeah,
honest.
I don't know. I don't think she has a name.
In my mind, she has no name.
Yep, she's just Victoria's
She never
Secret's
had a
model.
name.
Okay, and yeah, so awkward pause again.
Hey.
Stop that! What is this? That's mine. Yes, I know. Don't worry about it.
Why do you keep switching? Dang it!
Just leave it. Don't worry about it. We'll get to that later. But Jared's trying to look up what the girl's name is, but we don't need to know her name. Nobody. Do you think anyone really cares about her name?
Well, that way I can save more
The
images of her on my
people
phone.
who,
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I know why.
right. You're right.
I think I have to go to the bathroom. No.
Oh, no.
What? What? This just broke down, and you're like, you having an aneurysm over there? What the crap was that?
Oh, there's something that, you know how those like little creatures crawl on your wall and stuff, and then they come out, they're like, and they drag you in, you're like, oh shit!
Have you ever played that game, that downloadable WiiWare game, Lit? It was one they had a demo of it. That was actually kind of neat.
Any WiiWare game.
You know, those things crash my SD card. Every time I try to download one of those demos, it crashes my SD card.
Oh, the demos?
Yeah, every so often. I don't download them anymore.
World of Goo.
Yeah, that's good. I don't download them anymore because they crash my like every so often it'll crash my SD card.
Yeah,
I'm afraid to put it on my Wii because I'm afraid it's gonna crash my Wii.
Yeah, actually that kind of happened to me. When I went to the eShop on my 3DS, in fact, I was downloading Super Mario 2: The Six Golden Coins, which, classic.
Yeah.
And right when it got to the end, it downloaded in like pretty much like 5 seconds, and it was like right at the end, and it just stopped for 10 minutes, and I was freaking out because I didn't want to like turn off anything, like my 3DS
and thanks to the good people,
to
the good people at Nintendo, you cannot back up Super Smash Bros. Brawl.
What?
Well, we know how
you
Nintendo
can't back
likes
up Super Smash Bros. Brawl. You cannot transfer that save file to an SD card.
You mean like if? Oh.
Yeah,
so
you can transfer any other save file to an SD card, but you can't save file Brawl.
Does it have anything to do maybe it's because it's a dual layer disc?
No, because it's the save file, not the disc. It has to do with the size of the file, but it's not that big. I mean, it's only like
especially if it's an SD card.
It's an SD card. It's like it's only going to be a couple of megabytes, and SD is going to be like at least 1 gigabyte.
Yeah.
Did you know the Wii cannot handle SD cards above 2 gigabytes? I believe it is.
Wait, what?
If you put in an SD card, I think, or maybe it's 4. 2 or 4. If you put in something like 16 gigs, it can't handle it. It doesn't understand the file system or something. Thank you, Nintendo. You know what's funny? We should probably let people know we are primarily, all Nintendo fans, but we're not Nintendo fanboys. We are very willing to point out Nintendo's flaws whenever possible.
Yeah.
and Sony's.
Sony. Well, everybody
What's
knows.
the point of putting a touch screen on the back of the PSP?
It's not a touch screen. It's a touchpad.
Touch screen, same
It's not
difference.
a screen.
Okay. So I'm gonna be playing it, and my fingers are gonna be like smudging it. And one of my friends playing it and gets greasy Cheeto fingers all over the back of my screen. And I just, really no. And it's screwed up for the rest of the thing. And then if I try to sell it,
And
it's got Cheeto fingers, so we can't take it.
Either.
Vita.
Vita.
It sounds like
Vita.
Isn't there like a?
Sounds like the brand.
It sounds like a Spanish model.
Yeah. Well, it's Vita. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
it's a Latin word. It means life, but it's like.
Ooh, look at that! I thought you didn't speak Spanish. No, not out there. I'm just saying. I'm talking to you.
Well, it's
like I didn't think
Latin.
Okay,
Not
Latin. There we go.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Latin. Like,
I like that you tried to own him, but it flipped and he owned you.
Yeah, I failed at that.
But yeah, because I was like, what are they going to call it? If they're going to stop numbering their home consoles, they're going to call their next one PS Morphs or Mortis, PlayStation Death.
Yeah.
PSPingas.
PSPingas. Oh, you have to bring that up right there. Jared has this. He's been going off on this whole his own little meme thing of Pingas, which is from the YouTube poop of Robotnik Pingas. Just look up Robotnik Pingas, if you
and you will understand.
That's Pingus, like Pingas.
GAS.
Is it GS? Oh, it's Pingas.
I would know. I'm the expert.
Yes, he's the expert at Pingas. Super Pingas Drive. Okay. To get off the Sony topic, everybody knows that Sony died when they did PlayStation 3 and the price was just too high. I mean, there's a whole song timed to How to Save a Life and how you killed your brand.
They were trying to keep up with Nintendo
Step
and Microsoft, and it
you
just
make your
wasn't working.
console cost the most. You beat your chest and proudly boast, despite no good exclusive.
You know what the PlayStation Vita? You know what their memory cards? Did I tell you this?
No.
How you can only use their memory cards for one thing, so they're taking advantage of you for that.
Okay.
So the 4 gig. Well, the original prices were like the 4 gig costed $30. The 32 gig costed $120. And then they lowered the price. They're like, oh well, we'll lower it so the 4 gig now costs $20, and then the 32 gigs costs now $100. That's pretty reasonable. It's like, no. So if someone wants to get a 32 gig card, they're going to pay $250 for this system, and then another $100 for a 32 gig card.
All I know is that the Nintendo 3DS, even though it only comes with a 2 gigabyte SD card, it still comes with an SD card.
That's
so
nice. And
like
it's a standard SD card. You don't have to use theirs or whatever.
So you can just go out and buy another one if you need it. You don't have to buy some special edition.
It looks like this thing is a hot topic. We're going to continue it in part 3.